Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diane. Today we're going to be making our very own homemade bread, which I do every Saturday, but I have recently started making it with the King Arthur's bread flour. I had been using King Arthur, but I had been using just the regular flour. Let me show that to you. So this is what I had been using, and it came out really great. But let me tell you, oh my goodness, when I started using this, it made such a huge difference. It was just unbelievable. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I just go by the directions that are in my little book. This is also a Breville. I've had this for I don't even know how many years, but I've had it for many years, and I normally just follow the basic white bread recipe. And you can make a 2.5 pound, a 2 pound, a 1.5 pound, and a 1 pound loaf. And oh my goodness, does it ever turn out so good. It's just great to know what you put in it and you don't have preservatives. So I'm going to put this bad boy back where I normally keep it at, but I will show you what I put in it. I just put the ingredients in it according to what the recipe calls for. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I put in mine, of course, is water. I have my water in here, and I'm just going to take the temperature. According to my book, it says that the water should be at about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know, sometimes it might be a little bit warmer, but I find that even if it's a little bit warmer, it still comes out okay. But you bake yours according to what your machine says. So I'm going to put my little recipe book right here so I can follow the directions and make sure that I have everything right. So I do have 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of water. Now, then the next thing is my book calls for 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and I just melted my butter, and it's not really hot. I've allowed it to cool down because I don't want to raise the temperature of my liquid too much. Now, I will not be posting the directions in the bottom because this is just for my machine. And then the next thing it called for was salt, and that's 1.5 tablespoons or teaspoons, I should say, of salt. Of course, you're going to make yours according to what your machine says. Then we're going to put in some sugar, and it's calling for 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and I usually just put in 2. Then we're going to go next, and we're going to put in our bread flour. Of course, this is the magical ingredient that I've discovered that makes it so much better. And my recipe calls for 3 cups. You know, I've been making bread for years and years, and I just want to check this pattern, make sure it's in the upright position. Because if you don't, it'll never go up. So just always make sure it's in the upright position. I'm making it for years and years, and just, you know, had looked at the bread flour, but just thought, I'll just use regular flour. When I saw so many recipes that just said you could use regular flour, so I did. And then the vital wheat gluten, which is optional, but it will make your bread rise a whole lot better. And it'll also put some elasticity to your bread. And so then I'm going to add in milk. And so the recipe calls for dry milk, but I'm on the fence about that because, okay, first of all, the milk has already been processed. So I'm just on the fence about adding dry milk because that's probably even more processed in my mind. So I just go ahead and I just use the regular milk. Then I'm going to put in my active dry yeast, and I always use this brand, Red Star, which works absolutely terrific. And I just sprinkle it on top. I used to make a well, but I don't make a well anymore. I just sprinkle it on top, and it does absolutely fine. That was like 1.5 teaspoons of active yeast. Okay, so I've set my bucket back over into my machine, and we're going to close the lid down. Here's my display, and we're going to get this going. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select basic, and then I'm going to select my crust color, and always move mine over to light, and then I'm going to select 1.5 pounds, and then it's going to take 2 hours and 55 minutes to make, and then we'll be back. Now we're at the last rise. I'll show you what I do. I have 1 hour and 23 minutes left, and what I do is I go in and I pull my dough out, and then I remove that paddle because I don't want that big paddle in my bread when it bakes. Then I just take very lightly with a little bit of flour and fold my bread, and this is how I get such a smooth top. Don't fool with it too long, okay? Just a little bit, just till you get it smooth. The machine will do the rest. Put it back in there, and as you can see, that looks good, and it's going to rise up and be beautiful. And we have 1 hour and 22 minutes left. Here's the bread. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? And man, it smells good. All right, so now we're going to take and we're going to let it cool, and I'm just going to put it a cloth or dishcloth, tea towel over the rack, and we're going to invert this bad boy, and we're going to pull that out. It's still very hot. Yep, that looks delicious. And you see that little hole? You don't get that whole paddle imprint in your bread. So you just have to deal with just a little hole over maybe 2 slices of bread, which is much, much better. The color is beautiful, and the smell is out of this world. Oh, that is wonderful. All right, so I'm going to cover it up. We're going to let it cool. It's nighttime. I'll come back in the morning and we'll slice it so that we'll have bread for the rest of the week. And I just leave it on my counter just like this overnight. Make sure that it's completely covered, and in the morning it's going to be bread, bread, bread. Alrighty, so I got my bread right here on my slicer. I got my bags. I just ordered these online. They come with ties, if you can see that. These are little gold ties. And I've adjusted it to start cutting. We're going to turn it on, and I'll probably go silent for just a second or two while I slice it. So while my bread machine is still working very good, I do want that risky bread machine, if I said it correctly. First cut, that's the heel. You know, you don't have to have a bread machine to make bread. I have made mine by hand for years, but because of my arthritis, I'm no longer able to do that. So I invested in a bread machine years ago, and it has held up really, really well. So I'm pleased with it. But like I say, I would like to have that other brand. But this works good. And of course, I was slicing mine by hand, but after I invested in a slicer years ago, I found out that my slices come out even and very nice. And it's just really nice. And just take your time and do it. There's no need in trying to be in a rush to slice this bread. You want your slices to come out nice and pretty. And comment below and let me know what you're doing to get rid of some of these preservatives that we have in our food, because I'm trying every day to eliminate as many preservatives as I can. We need to get back to the way that our grandparents used to do their food, make their own food, preserve their own food. That way we don't have to worry about all these man-made synthetic chemicals that the government is allowing them to put in our food. It is actually killing us. So I'm trying to do my best. I make my own preserves, and but now I do the freezer kind. And I'm looking at making my own sandwich meat. Put the heel back under there. There it is. Nice sliced bread. And what I normally do is I just leave it like that. Let me shake the bread up really close first. And I just do this, set it over top of the bread like this, and invert it up. And then put my towel on it, nice and tight. And there it is. Bread. Your own fresh homemade bread every day. Alrighty now. Thank you so much for joining me. Be blessed, and I'll see you real soon.